So I'm going to show you why I think that you've been struggling either to get your trading going or to get it to progress as far as what you wanted to. But let's just categorize the three things first of all, in order to be successful, in my opinion. So first, you need to have your strategy, and we've all done this, but we've hopped around from strategy to strategy. But this is essentially going to be one part of your overall success. Okay, the second in my chicken scratch here is going to be your risk management. So this is going to be the other container, if you would, of things that you need to master. So in other words, it doesn't matter how well you know your strategy if you can't manage your risk, right? If you're going to over leverage yourself, it doesn't matter what your strategy might be, you're never going to live long enough in order to have that play out. And your last thing that you're going to need is your trade management. So for instance, if you are going to, and I'm going to tie them all together here. Let's just say for your risk management, you're going to try to, one component might be to have a risk versus reward, okay, of a 2-to-1, meaning that your position is going to be double for your reward of what you're risking. So if you're used to risking, say, $50 on a trade, then you'd be looking for a reward of 100, right? Or you might look at it as in risking 20 ticks on a trade to make 40 ticks, right? Risking 1%, you get, right, to make 2%. This is going to be a 2-to-1. And in order to maintain this risk management, you have to win at least 33% of all your trades. Okay, so now you know your risk component. Your strategy, I'm going to use what we do here because it helps keep people consistent. We trade patterns, so I'm going to put in XABCD patterns. And the way that this works is we use M&W type structured patterns, but not only do we look at price, so measuring highs to lows, but we also look at time. How long does it take to form each leg segment? And this is what keeps us more consistent by looking at 100% of the information on your chart, not just 50. A lot of people look at price patterns. You probably heard that term. We look at price and time patterns, which is why our patterns are going to be more consistently shaped. So that's your strategy. This is your risk management. Your trade management is going to be like, let's just say we're going to move to break even at a 1-to-1. Okay, so for instance, if we were taking a trade and we were risking, say $50, we'll use that same example, to make 100, then once we're up 50, right, once we're plus 50, we're going to move our stops at that point to break even. Okay. You need to be able to combine each one of these three categories. Well, they have to all work together. If you don't know how to manage your risk and you know your strategy and you know your trade management, it doesn't matter, you'll still fail. So no matter how well you know that strategy, if you can't manage your risk and you over leverage, you'll fail. Just like if you take your targets too early in your trade management and you can't even let it get to a break even 1-to-1, then you're going to fail your trade management. You might be okay with your risk management, you might be okay with your strategy, but if you're always taking a target of, let's just say, $2 because you want to win a lot, and you're not maintaining your overall strategy and your trade management sucks, then you're not going to become successful. So chances are you're not meeting one of these three containers, and you need to ask yourself which one you're suffering and why that might be. Instead of a lot of people saying, well, they're just focusing on their strategy and they're kind of ignoring these other two, right? And they're looking at their strategy going, okay, maybe I'll try a new one. Or, I've only won 2 of my 10 trades. I need to look for a new strategy. Maybe they do, but they're not focusing on these other two things. So that's all I wanted to point out, is why I think and what might be holding people back is because all these three things are not working together. They're not in sync. One of the three are out of sync. You can tell me what it is or what you think it is. You can tell me that you disagree. But this is why I think a lot of people are not getting where they want to be, is because they're not using all three of these things together, or some component within them is not working, but this is going to let you break that down and figure out what it is. So hopefully that's kind of helped. Just kind of felt I had to go on this rant, but yeah, hopefully that helps you out.